Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to theCUBE's live coverage of Fal.Con 2025. I'm your host, Rebecca Knight, alongside my co-host and analyst, Dave Vellante. We are welcoming Amanda Adams to the show. She is VP Americas Alliances and Partner at Crowdstrike. Thank you so much for coming on, Amanda.
I appreciate it, thanks for having me.
So we are here on the show floor. It is absolutely heaving. You have 110 partners at this event, AWS, Google Cloud, Okta, Zscaler, among them. When you look at CrowdStrike's ecosystem today, what do you think is driving this growth in services? What's the momentum here?
Well, one is the power of the crowd. We talk about the power of the ecosystem, the power of the platform, but really CrowdStrike, again, going back to when George founded, it's CrowdStrike because we are sourcing, obviously, the data from a CrowdStrike standpoint. We pull in data all from our customers, and that has led to the opportunity for services. When I first started at CrowdStrike, we had one product, and so our partners were like, this is amazing. How do I actually sell services on top of the product? And so it was advisory and consulting, and really that was about it, right? And so as we've matured as an organization, our customers have requirements when it comes to advise and build. We're selling Falcon Flex, et cetera. The opportunities for our partners to add not only that pre-sales motion of consulting and advising, but also to implementation, integration, and then the managed is incredible, right? And so we've seen incredible growth from our partners, which is great, because I love to see our partners being profitable with CrowdStrike and securing their customers.
Well, the other thing too is, George says this, I want to build a durable company, I think about the long term, and so many companies, especially in cyber, when I talk to partners, and some of them are small, they're maybe a little independent consultant, maybe a New England regional. They tell me stories of, well, we were there early with Wiz, and then they got bought, and now we're out, and we were there early with CyberArk's going to go through the same thing.
Yep.
CrowdStrike is this durable company, and you can make a bet, you can build an infrastructure around that, and you can build a business that's going to last. And that's got to be really attractive beyond just, hey, we're going to make a few points of margin.
Absolutely, so we love partners of all sizes. I love our regional players that have a specific customer base and a use case. I love the large GSIs and folks that are global in nature. And if you think about how our partners have doubled down on investing in the areas beyond the product resell, transacting is fine, but the customers are requiring more than that. And so folks who are investing around, again, what services they are providing, and again, it's not a one-size-fits-all, right? The customers, our partners are coming to us to say, hey, we're really great at strategic consulting. We have great GSIs, like the Accentures, like the EY, that not only are advising customers, but are also too doing all the demand planning and implementation services. You have MSSPs like eSentire, Canary, now Zscaler, who are really focused on delivering successful outcomes once they own the product or as an actual service offering through them. I think about the growth again over the years. Partners are investing in organizations like CrowdStrike because they see the future growth, right? As we go to 10 billion and beyond, they understand, they have confidence in the consistency of our platform, but also too that they can make a scalable, repeatable business with their own services beyond products. So I'm really excited about it.
And what kinds of specific services are they offering on top of, because as you said, Falcon is really a growth engine for your partners.
So we talk a lot about AI this week. I think that's the newest element with obviously the acquisitions that we announced with Pangea, et cetera. Our partners are very excited about that because not only are we securing AI, but our platform is built on AI, and so our partners are leveraging AI services part of managed services as well as their level 1, level 2 support. If they can automate the really admin tasks for their team, whether that's looking at the false positives, et cetera, so they can focus on more strategic areas. I have partners today that are saying, with the acquisition again that we announced this week, it's like, this is amazing because it's going to have me invest in resources that are focusing on the more high profitable strategic services versus the level 1, level 1.5 type of activities. Beyond managed services and with AI, I think about NextGen SIEM. When we announced that, obviously from an acquisition, how we've taken that to market, that's been the fastest growing module and offering from a CrowdStrike standpoint that our partners are leading the way on, right? And so data migration doesn't happen in a day, and we have partners of all sizes. I'm going to mention Wipro, because if you think about their managed services, they're displacing the legacy, I'm not going to mention them, but legacy SIEM providers with CrowdStrike's NextGen SIEM, making it easy for the customers to migrate that data. And that's a huge business for our partners, whether that be, again, the consulting element, but also too, integration, onboarding, full staff aug when it comes to the data migration for SIEM, and that's a huge area for partner-led services in the future.
Talk about this Canalys study,
Yeah.
this ratio, we were talking off camera.
Yeah.
You know, in the old days, VMware was the gold standard for partners, you know, make about every dollar of revenue generated some multiplier. What's your multiplier? Where's this data come from?
So Canalys, we published with them on Monday of this week. I'm super excited about that because this is the first time within cybersecurity. I know that Canalys has worked with the hyperscalers to do similar reports, but we're the first company to have Canalys go out and talk to our partners to look at their services growth, understand where they're seeing revenue growth, and it's for every dollar of CrowdStrike, they're seeing $7 of partner-led services. 7 to 1, it's incredible. I mean, if you think about the growth and the profitability for our partners, whether that be managed services, implementation, advisory, et cetera, the one thing in that report, which I would hopefully everybody goes out and reads that, they understand again where they can invest, is that the longer that the partner has been on board and invests in CrowdStrike, you gain the most profitability in year 3. So it's year 1, you have your product, you're doing implementation, and we're growing together with the customers, not only within Falcon Flex as they expand across the platform, but also too our services revenue with our partners are growing 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, so it's maximized within the 3rd year. I'm very proud from a CrowdStrike standpoint because there's so much greatness that our partners are delivering today, and we finally captured it within that research.
So year 1, investing,
yeah.
put some sweat equity in. Year 2, it starts to break even and pay for itself. Year 3 is really when it starts to pay back. So and then they kick in the lifetime value.
So you see, so from like a customer standpoint, I mean, we talk about fastest time to value of recognizing what they're investing within the platform. It's actually, you look at the compounding growth of the partner-led services, they're getting profitability in year 1, but it's compounding over time, and so you'll continue to see it growth, right? So they invest early on, and some of our partners who have invested within the resources to staff up the NextGen SIEM bench over the last year are realizing revenues today, right? So folks who are leaning in with CrowdStrike on those investments have seen a return. It's really compounding with the partner-led services, and that research is essentially showing that the longer that they stay with CrowdStrike, providing services with their customers, the more profitable they are.
And what are the patterns in the go-to-market? I mean, you've got partner-led, I'm sure, you've got CrowdStrike-led, you've got AWS Marketplace. What are the patterns that you're seeing?
Well, one, we love all partners. You think about it, a little bit of friction is not a bad thing. How we co-sell and work together, again, the power of the crowd. Our customers work with AWS and Google, et cetera. Our partners work with GSIs for services implementation, or they work with their local partner for the product transaction. There's a role for every partner. We co-sell with our tech alliances. I mean, look around this room and you have a ton of organizations that are integrated in the platform, which extend the use case of CrowdStrike. We do so much on our platform, and then we partner with organizations in this room to solve other challenges for customers. And I guess that's the value of what we do from an ecosystem standpoint. If I'm a customer and I'm working with a CrowdStrike team, I know that I have the power of the crowd behind me to solve, again, integration use cases, make it as easy as possible. You have the service implementation to realize that fastest time to value of the products. And then you obviously have the managed service providers that all play a role.
As we move into this more AI-driven security era, which according to George, it's here, this is our reality.
Yeah.
How do you see the partner role evolving, particularly when you think about the partners today, like the Accentures, the Deloittes, the Wipros, and what their practice actually looks like today, and how do you see it changing?
Yep, so it's really the two elements. It's securing AI, and then it's AI as a foundation as part of the product, as part of your service, how you're leveraging it within the platform. If you look at our partners today, many of our customers are confused of where to even start, right? I mean, we know that the adversaries are leveraging AI as part of their tools and techniques, and we have to stay ahead of them. And so our managed service providers or the consulting partners, if it's customers, it's how do they use AI internally, and how are they securing that to make sure that they're doing all the right things from a customer standpoint. For our partners, I think about the efficiencies that are gained using CrowdStrike as part of their platform. You have Charlotte AI, also too with Pangea now, how we're securing all of the AI agents that the customers are leveraging. And essentially it makes their managed services teams as a partner faster, right? Again, I go back to like removing the basic mundane day-to-day tasks around the tickets and like the false positives. If you can push that to AI, it actually, the value of the service that the partners are providing on top of the platform is exponentially increased, right? And so that's great for our customers.
So I don't want to force you to get too far over your skis, but it would seem to me, in just observing these type of industry patterns over the years, that 1 to 7 ratio will actually increase over time. It really should because of what you just mentioned.
Yeah, if you think about the vision from George, from Mike, and our executive team, and where we continue to expand, even the integrations that we have with folks in the room, right? It's the services that are built upon the CrowdStrike platform, as well as all of the tech alliances, right? We focused in the study on the CrowdStrike platform. What we didn't capture was the additional services that are realized on the cloud services through the integration of the folks that are in the room. Or you look at firewall management and the integrations of those tech partners, or all things AWS from a securing standpoint. We have over 800 integrations, and there are additional services that our partners are delivering with those tech alliances, partners as well. And so yes, I think that $7 is amazing for CrowdStrike, but it's infinitely larger with the CrowdStrike ecosystem.
And there's a bell curve which will be it'll pull that ratio, it'll try to pull that ratio down because you got new partners that are going to come on. But if you start to segment it, I think you'll see some that are 15 to 1.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the new partners coming in, obviously at a lower ratio, and that will balance out to something more than 7. It would be
and
my
the partners
prediction.
who are smart are leveraging AI to be as efficient as possible, right? To reduce those cogs within their service so they are more profitable of where are they putting their bodies and spending those dollars on the investments with CrowdStrike? Absolutely. In that report though too, if you look at the 3 different buckets, right? Advise and build, implement, integrate, as well as managed service. Less than half is managed services, so it's around half, and the rest of that is actually on the advisory and the consulting and the build and implementations, which if you're familiar with CrowdStrike, you probably thought, well, that's all managed services. And it's equal opportunity, right? So if we have a partner who is in consulting and advisory, there is money to be made by going out and advising those clients on how do they expand and integrate not only with the tech partners, but also to understanding what they can do more with CrowdStrike.
So yeah, what's your advice for a partner who's watching, or a potential partner who wants to build or expand their Falcon practice? What do you say? What's your recommendation about where to start and then how to scale?
I think the time is now, right? We always wait. It's like, is now the right time? Am I an early adopter? Or do we have a program? Is there, am I investing too early? I will tell you that the longer that partners wait to jump into the crowd and with CrowdStrike and our platform around all things services, I think it's a missed opportunity, right? Understanding what you're good at, the resources. Also too, leveraging if you're a managed service provider, but you want to get into the consulting world, I have partners all the time say, hey, can you introduce me to a partner that doesn't directly compete, but would be able to work with me on offering services so that they can see how they do it, provide it to their clients, and once they feel like their pipeline and the revenue is there to build out their own capabilities, essentially they will sub it out and then we'll build in the interim to build for that long-term growth. That's an incredible benefit of the partners in the room as well when it comes to seeing, validating for all of those nervous Nellies out there that don't want to invest ahead of the time. They can sub and work with partners that are established with CrowdStrike and then build from there. Honestly though, we want to be flexible to the partners' business models. And so if you come to me and say, hey, we're really good at this, we will work with you to build a business plan as well as a program that supports the growth of that offering.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And last question. What can't you say today about the partners that you manage, that you want to be able to say at Falcon 2026?
Oh man. I would love for us to redo that Canalys report in a year from now and it be 10 to 1. I would love for us to look at the integrations and all services across the power of the crowd when it comes into the services dollars realized beyond the ecosystem, because at the end of the day, yes, partner profitability and growth is important, but what that means is that we're solving real problems for our clients and we're all on the same mission, and that's to stop breaches.
Amanda, you couldn't have said it better. That's a fantastic note to end on.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Amanda Adams. Great conversation.
Awesome, thanks guys.
Good.
I'm Rebecca Knight for Dave Vellante. Stay tuned for more of theCUBE's live coverage of Falcon 2025. You're watching theCUBE, the leader in enterprise tech news and analysis.